Hello everyone. Today we are talking about the ghost of the Edinburgh Playhouse. Look at this. We're in the Edinburgh Playhouse. Firstly, a massive big thank you to the management team here at the Edinburgh Playhouse for allowing me to come in and film here today. As you can hear, there's echo. It's the same as everywhere else right now. The theatres around the world is a bit of a ghost town. ATG and the Edinburgh Playhouse for allowing me to come in and film and tell the story of the ghost of the Edinburgh Playhouse. Now, the Edinburgh Playhouse was opened in August 1929, but it wasn't always a theatre on this site. Before that, it was a religious tabernacle. Before that, apparently an insane asylum run by nuns, and before that, the site of a jousting ground. However, it's not someone who was killed in a joust that haunts this theatre, or someone, an insane murderer perhaps, who was looked after by nuns, or someone religious who used to worship at the tabernacle. No, it seems to be someone a little bit more suited to the building that haunts it. The Edinburgh Playhouse, like theatres all around the world, has sat empty and quiet for 8-9 months now. So there's been no one on the stage singing and dancing, no audience in these seats clapping and applauding, no staff welcoming anyone into the building, no atmosphere, no fun, no enjoyment, which for a building who for the past 91 years has welcomed thousands upon thousands of people through its doors to entertain them. Something sad and eerie and wrong about that in itself. I mean, I'm standing in the auditorium right now. This is the stalls. Now, this is the largest seated theatre in Europe. The amount of people that should be in this building is staggering. Like here, in the stall section, this is 1,500 seats right here, just on this one level. Here, in the circle level, another 600 seats. And away up here in the balcony, another 800 seats. Now this is the stage of the Edinburgh Playhouse. And apparently it's more likely on this side of the theatre that you're going to run into Albert, because his main haunt is up on the 9th floor. So truthfully, if we're going to tell this story properly, we need to go backstage. So it's actually here, which is the original stage door of the building. You can still see the old stage door manager's office right here. Now it's a cupboard, but it would have been the office. So apparently, round about the 1950s, there was an alarm went off from the building. There was intruders, apparently. So the police, fire brigade came to check it out. In they come, and they start to make their way up this corridor. So, they started to make their way up these stairs. Apparently they got to about the 6th or 7th floor, where they bumped into a caretaker-like gentleman. He told them that it was fine up there, and then they started to make their way back down. So they end up back down at the stage door. And the stage doorkeeper says, "That was really quick." And they goes, "Yeah, we got up to about 5 or 6. And we bumped into Albert, your caretaker. He said that there's no one up there, so we didn't really bother going any higher." The stage doorkeeper looked at them confused. It was like, "Albert, we don't have a caretaker." On further inspection, Albert was nowhere to be seen. Now that's the first reported sighting of Albert, as far as we're aware. However, since then, there has been the odd random tale. For example, there was one of the stage doorkeepers locking up the building. As they started to make their way around after performance, they noticed someone head into one of the dressing rooms. Now she figured it was just one of the cast, still just taking their time getting ready to go. However, when she came into the dressing room to tell them that the building was being locked up, there was no one there. This is dressing room 2-1, the star dressing room here at the Edinburgh Playhouse. And as far as I'm aware, there's no tales about Albert being in here. But he does like to get about. Apparently, he's been known to be down in wardrobe. One of the resident techie team here said that he was down in wardrobe one day when all of a sudden the area just went really, really cold. He felt what felt like a wet finger tapping on his shoulder, and he turned round as if he was going to punch someone, thinking someone was trying to sneak up on him. But when he turned round, no one was there. And apparently one time, when they were doing a general laundry run of the building, there was a long brown jacket downstairs in wardrobe. It was really dusty and kind of tattered, and they dusted it off and they washed it and they hung it back up. Turned out it was actually okay once it had a bit of a wash. And then they went down to pick it up a little bit later and it was gone. And everyone swears blind that they didn't touch it. No one knew whose it was, no one knew where it came from. It just appeared, got a bit of a clean, and then disappeared again. Now here's the thing. No one really knows who Albert is. There's tales of it being a caretaker at some point who apparently passed away, or possibly an old stagehand who passed away. Of course, people are saying that it's someone who committed suicide or someone who had a tragic death near or in the theatre, but there's no record of anything like that. So truthfully, no one really knows who Albert is. But this is definitely Albert's theatre, and he's going to look after it no matter what. Now it might not look it, but this is the orchestra pit right here. Can you see this line along here? This part lowers down under the ground, and then there's the orchestra pit. Now it's not just backstage that Albert likes to make an appearance. It has been known that if you're here in the building late at night, really late at night, that the orchestra can be heard playing down there. This is the ghost light. Now mostly it's just there for anyone who's locking up the building at night time. That light is always on. So if you're walking across the stage, you're not going to fall off the edge or anything like that. However, is that why they call it a ghost light? Albert has been known to say hello to visiting companies as well. If you look up from the stage, you will see that there is a massive lighting rig right above us. Now this is the flies, where they can fly in pieces of set or anything like that they need. All these cables go up, but you have to go up to level 9 to get onto the railing there to be able to work anything, to set anything up, set the lights up, set the flies up, set that piece of scenery up. Now apparently, on the first national tour of Les Mis, there was a visiting company in here, and some of the team were up there setting things up. After working up there, all of a sudden, 2 of them came storming in that door, white as a sheet, inventing swear words. They said that all of a sudden, all the windows and all the doors on level 9 started opening and shutting and slamming and slamming. The 2 of them didn't look back and got back down here as quick as they could. They then refused for the rest of the production to go back up there. That's the Royal Box. And about 1984, there was a production here which was to raise money for the Commonwealth Games. Her Royal Highness the Queen was sitting right there, watching the show as they performed. Shirley Bassey, Kirk Douglas standing on the stage. Kirk Douglas sung I Belong to Glasgow in Edinburgh. However, before the Queen makes an appearance in any building, obviously there have to be security checks. So, along come the police with their sniffer dogs, and they start to check out the entire building. Everywhere front of house, everywhere backstage. They get to the South Tower and they start to go upstairs. The dogs get to about level 6 or 7 and refuse to go up any higher. Try as they might, the police could not get these professionally trained sniffer dogs to go any higher. So they couldn't do the last 2 floors of the building to check what was wrong. And they came up with an ingenious solution. They went up to Edinburgh Castle. They brought the sniffer dogs that work at Edinburgh Castle, who are apparently far more used to that sort of feeling, and they went up and did the last checks of the last 2 floors. So if you ever are in Edinburgh and you're coming in to catch a show, please remember, come in, nip into Albert's bar, have a drink, pay your respect, but whatever you do, behave. Because the last thing you want is a visit from Albert for not respecting his theatre. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, please remember to hit that like button. Leave a comment, let me know if you've been to Edinburgh Playhouse and had any Albert encounters, or you know anyone who has. If you have enjoyed it, most of all, please remember to subscribe. It really would genuinely mean the world. But wherever you are, have a happy Halloween. I hope you are all happy and healthy and safe out there. Until next time, bye humans and ghosts.